Imagine the sudden, crushing panic of walking into a party and realizing you are wildly underdressed. That spike in your heart rate isn't a modern quirk. It's 170,000 years of social cognition crashing into your brain. We usually explain this away with a simple, practical assumption that our ancestors invented clothing as a tool for thermal survival, wrapping themselves in skins to endure the migration into freezing climates. But early clothing contradicts that logic. This thermal heat map shows the torso as a radiating furnace, yet that is the only area covered. They left their most vulnerable, freezing extremities, the hands and feet, completely exposed, while insulating the part that least required it. These first garments served a purpose far removed from climate control, acting as a defense against a threat that was entirely invisible. Our ancestors were attempting to shield themselves from the gaze of others. This shifts the historical mystery of clothing away from physical survival and into the realm of psychological defense. The panic you feel at a party today is the same survival instinct that drove the very first invention of the wardrobe. 170,000 years ago, on the open plains, early humans lived in a state of total physical exposure. There was no privacy and no concept that one's body belonged to anyone but oneself. That changed with an evolutionary singularity in the human brain, the development of theory of mind. Theory of mind is realizing, that person has a mind and is looking at me. Once watched, your body stops being a survival tool, becoming a canvas for another person's evaluation and judgment. This intense fear of being negatively evaluated is the exact moment shame was invented. To stop the pain of being watched, humans draped material over their torsos, breaking the observer's line of sight and creating the first physical barrier against the group's gaze. Shame acted as the catalyst, forcing our ancestors to invent a system to manage the newfound terror of being perceived by others. As human tribes grew into larger, complex groups, simple familiarity wasn't enough to maintain order. You needed a way to identify allies and strangers at a distance. The psychological shield of clothing quickly evolved into a sophisticated tool for sorting social data. Humans used specific skins, intricate visual patterns, and unique adornments to broadcast their identity. Their choice of shield told everyone exactly where they belonged before speaking. This visual language allowed humans to instantly sort themselves into safe, recognizable factions. The chaos of a crowd became an organized map of tribal allegiances, all managed by what people chose to wear. Clothing became humanity's first communication protocol, turning the raw panic of social judgment into an organized, functional system for living together. We still use this ancient architecture every time we step into a modern social gathering. In the ancient world, the stakes of this visual protocol were absolute. Wearing the wrong shape or being underdressed didn't just feel awkward, it flagged you as someone who didn't belong to the tribe. To be flagged as an outsider meant being cast out. In the Paleolithic world, isolation from the group was a death sentence. That is why being underdressed at a party feels so crushing today. Your brain is reacting to an ancient life-or-death threat, fearing that a social mistake will lead to total exclusion. Modern social shame is 170,000 years of evolutionary cognition operating exactly as intended. It is the original glue that held human society together, ensuring we stay covered, recognized, and safe.